Okay, welcome back, Xavier Architects. I told you guys I would make another video, so I'm doing that. Just first check and make sure that all your walls are on the same layer. That's really important, that all of your walls are on the same layer, because once we start extruding these closed curves, we're going to want them to all be together on the layer. So you'll notice that when I click on this one, it's all a joined polyline or a closed curve. That's what we want. When I click on this one, same thing. This one, not so much, right? These are individual line segments. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to join these together. And the way you do that is by holding down the Shift key as you select the various line segments. And you just work your way around the entire shape like this. And then type in join in your command line at the top, and it joins that and turns it into one closed curve. Same thing here. I'm just going to hold down the Shift key and click each individual line segment. You'll notice that there are two lines here. I just want to select the one, and I'm going to go back afterwards and get rid of that extra line that we don't need. So just keep working your way around there, holding the Shift key and selecting it until all of them are selected, and then you're ready to use the join command to turn this all into one closed curve. So we'll type in join, and now I can come down here and get rid of that extra little line segment here. Select that and hit delete, and there we go. We don't want extra lines, because when we're trying to extrude these, if we have extra lines, it'll get in the way. So now we've finished with the first level. We're just going to highlight the whole thing by selecting a box around it from the bottom. And now I'm going to alt drag that. So I'm dragging a copy of it, basically alt drag down to the next floor plan in the picture. This would be the second floor. And just kind of eyeball that and get it into place there, roughly like so. And you'll notice that some of these lines are already done and line up perfectly, and others we're going to have to modify. So the first thing I'm going to do is highlight all of them, and then I'm going to explode all of these joined curves, or these closed curves. This is another way of exploding it. It's here in the menu on the side. But by exploding it, then you go back to having all these individual line segments, and that way I can highlight like this section and delete it. And this one we'll move out later. We want to know exactly how long that is. This one here we can get rid of. That's kind of sticking out further than what we want. So we're just going to trim that off. And down here we kind of have to move the window hole from where it is there to the new window hole, which is actually going to be 70 centimeters. So let's go and do some repair work here. We're just going to grab the polyline tool and close this off here. And the same thing down at the bottom. We'll just close that off. Oops. Let me try that again. Okay, so we got that closed off. Now we're just getting rid of these line segments that were the old window. And up here I'm going to draw a polyline to connect this. So I want to go straight across. And I'm just going to hover over that line so that I get a snapping guide. There we go. And now I want to hit enter, and I want to connect these two lines. So I'm going to use the connect command. Oop, I spelled it wrong. Try that again. Connect. And select the two lines that you want to connect, and look at that. It joins them together quite nicely. And I'm going to do similar work over here. I need to connect these two lines, so I've already got the connect tool enabled, and there we go. You see that completes the line for me. It just extends each of the two line segments to fill the gap in between. That's basically what it does. And now I'm going to highlight all that and join that together. And we're going to highlight this and join this together. And Same here, join. And now we got a little work to do over on this one. We want to extend this one, so we're going to use the connect tool again to connect this line with this one, and hit spacebar if you'd like. We can do it again. This guy connected to this guy. There we go. That works. And we can now come in and sort of maybe trim the area that we don't need. So I'm going to highlight all of that, type in trim, and then I can just highlight or click on the line segments that I want to get rid of. Okay, now we got to deal with this here. And we want to make sure that these walls obey, like, standard sizes. So we're going to come out, I believe it's about 260, 250. And that's how far we want that line to go, so that we have a nice even measurement there. So I'm going to start here, measure out to 260 or whatever it is, and then down from there 10, and then over to complete it. Good. Sounds good. Okay, now we need to get rid of this little line segment. We don't need that. And we're just going to go through here, clicking on the various curves. That one's doubled up. Another thing you can do to extend these is just to grab them by the sizing handle, or the little edit point. Now you see we have two curves there. I'm going to get rid of the one. I don't need two of them. I just need one. So we got rid of one of them. If that drop down menu shows up, that means you have more than one line there. Where there's two curves in the little pop-up menu. So now I'm just going to go down here and fix my my window hole, and I'm going to come over from here. What do you think? Maybe 100 centimeters. Let's see what 100 looks like. Click and drag. Yeah, 100 centimeters should be good for where our hole should start for this window. And then we'll go down 25 and over 70, because this is a 70 centimeter opening for this window, and then up to the top. And then we're ready to trim out any extra lines that we don't need. So I'm just going to highlight all that and choose trim, and then boom, boom, we get rid of those lines, and we should be good to go. Had a little extension there. Now we're just going around and looking at joining these various walls systems. So join for that set, and this one's got two, so I'm going to get rid of one of those. There we go. Highlighting, clicking, holding down shift as we go. Oh, I'm going to hide this because this is kind of in the way, our midpoint line. So I'm just going to type in hide. That gets rid of that. And now I'm just going to work my way around this, selecting and holding down shift to get each of the individual line segments that are going to make up this closed curve. Okay, once they're all highlighted, then I hit join, type in join, and it's done. Okay. They're all closed curves now. Perfect. Okay, now I can type in show to get my center line back, and I'm ready to basically copy this, and I'm just going to alt drag it again to bring it down to the other there we go. Bring that down here to the next floor in the floor plan. Sort of eyeball where we're placing that, and a lot of that stuff can stay right where it is. This should be an easy one, right? We just want to cut a line across there, explode this first, then I'm going to grab a polyline and cut right across here and trim that extra stuff off. Okay, go back and put that line in. Same thing up here. Just going to shoot that straight across, and then I can get rid of the stuff that I don't want with the trim command. Just trim off the excess, make sure you get all of it, and then I can highlight this bit and join it, and this bit here and join that. And now I got to fix this over here. We want to come all the way to the line there. There we go, to the end. And I want to measure 70 down from here, because that's the opening. Or 80, I'm sorry, 80. And then use the trim key. Trim to get rid of any extra curves that we don't need anymore. Get rid of all those. And that's pretty much it for that floor. That's a fairly easy one. Now we're just going to go back through and make sure that we have the join command activated for each of these. Just highlighting the sections and using the join command. Same thing down here. Just working my way around the outside of the object, making sure that each of these individual line segments is chosen, and then join. Same thing here. Join. And we should be good here. Join. Okay, those are all joined. Closed curves. Looks good here. Looks good here. All right. Now we're ready for our next floor, but that should be it for this exercise. Good job.